Hey, do you believe in aliens? Neither do I. But for the sake of argument, let's say they exist. Would the people of Earth be ready for this revelation? I'm not entirely sure. Why? Well, we can use the recent coronavirus pandemic as reference. Some background. The coronavirus is also known as COVID-19 and the Wuhan virus. It originated in Wuhan, China in the Huanan seafood market and has killed roughly 120,000 people worldwide as of the time of this recording. The general populace has been panicking, which is a pretty reasonable thing to do in this time. The problem with that is people have already gone to like a full fight or flight mode. People are fighting each other over supplies that are not all that scarce, to the point where businesses have to guard essential items, so people only take a reasonable amount. This panic is unprecedented at this stage in the pandemic, especially since 4 times more people have recovered than died from the virus. Thus begs the question: would people around the world be able to deal with the potential threat of aliens? I believe the panic over aliens would be much worse than the current panic over this virus. Let's use the virus as reference. As stated before, stores have to safeguard supplies to prevent panic buyers from purchasing all of their supplies. Given that this type of panic buying occurred quickly after the announcement of the virus in America, the potential threat of an advanced alien invasion would reasonably cause not panic buying per se, but more like panic stealing at a significantly larger margin. This panic stealing would likely lead to more fighting among the people as they try to get supplies from each other, which could potentially lead to, unfortunately, people killing each other over supplies, although this is mainly an assumption of my own.
In our alien scenario, there's a certainty that news outlets would write about it, and with a plethora of likely falsified news available, it might potentially make things dangerous. For example, with the coronavirus, there's types of misinformation spreading on social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. One being, holding your breath for 10 seconds can prevent you from catching the coronavirus. There's also another one about an essential oil that can help prevent or completely cure coronavirus.
The spreading of this misinformation can be extremely dangerous, especially when it comes to potential cures or treatments for the virus. We can relate this spreading of misinformation to our alien scenario. Things might pop up like personal protection methods against the aliens or ways to avoid them. And people might seriously think that these are correct methods to avoid aliens, which could really lead to someone getting hurt. One might reasonably think that nobody is really stupid enough to believe about these personal protection methods against aliens. But, some people think not vaccinating their kids is a good idea, so the bar isn't exactly set high.
Interestingly enough, there's actually an organization called the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or SETI for short. They have already thoroughly thought out the scenario and believe that first contact with aliens would not lead to a mass panic on the human side. They believe that their ability to release information regarding the first contact would make it so that the people would not panic. They would use something called the Rio scale, which shows whether the contact they received is real or not. Personally, I'm not convinced that this would not cause a mass panic, especially if the Rio scale scores even halfway. I believe people would take that as a 100% confirmation that aliens exist and would immediately move to the worst case scenario, a la Independence Day or any Men in Black movie.
So, while no one can 100% exactly plan how a scenario like this would go, using the coronavirus as an example, we can see that it doesn't take exactly much to make people panic to the point of aggression towards one another. The quick spread of news about this alien scenario could really potentially lead to a mass panic on a much larger scale for our current coronavirus. And I can only hope the people at SETI are correct about their assumptions about any first contact.